Sorry guys, sorry, I know that I'm late. Please don't kill me, but you know what was also late? Do you know what was also late? Brian Brobbey's 94th minute equaliser against top of the league Arsenal. Come on! And you know what makes it even sweeter? Just as I'm recording this, I've just glanced at my TV and the Mags have just been beat by Brentford. So happy Sunday, everybody. Happy Sunday. Brentford just isn't for everybody, is it? It's just not for everybody. But yes, anyway, onto the video. It's probably not going to be an in-depth review, as I usually like to do, because I know that I'm really, really late. You've seen all the other YouTubers already do it. I'm just going to take 7 or 8 minutes of your time to gush over my beloved Sunderland, because I love them. So if you're up for that, bear with us. Hit the like button. Don't do it for me. Do it for Mr. Brobbey. Do it for Mr. Brobbey. Hit the like button for us. If you're buzzing, we're going into the international break in mid-November. In the top 4 and unbeaten at home in the Premier League, newly promoted Sunderland. Hit the like button and subscribe. If you don't, a puppy will die. Jesus, I even surprised myself with that one. But yes, so last night we welcomed Arsenal to the Stadium of Light. Arsenal at the time, top of the league, still are now. And they'd only conceded 3 goals, in the Premier League so far this season. They were unbeaten in a ridiculous amount of games. Of course, I know we didn't beat them, but they were on a winning streak as well. So they come to the Stadium of Light, and even this one, I thought it would be a bit of a stretch too far for us. But one thing we all just need to learn, I need to learn, you can never write this side off. And that's one thing I just can never doubt with these lads, is that regardless of whatever is presented in front of them, whatever obstacles, hurdles, anything, even if it's Arsenal, these guys have zero fear. They do not know when they're beaten, and they will not stop from the first minute till the very end. The motto, till the end, has carried over from last season, and to a ridiculous degree. I just love the sort of culture, the discipline that has been sort of injected into this squad since the beginning of the season, and last season as well, in part, of course. This never say die attitude, it just embodies what this football club is all about. And growing up, that's what made me fall in love with Sunderland, you know, as an 8-9-year-old kid. And I know I'm probably getting a bit too soppy and a bit over the top, but that's what it was. So now to finally see a squad, a team, a manager, and the fans so tight-knit and as a unit, you know, you don't need to win every single game. I get it, you're going to lose games, you're going to have bad games, but to see the way that they are, you know, if we lost that game yesterday, yeah, it's annoying, but I'd still say hats off. I'm so proud of you, because you've done us all proud. That work ethic that Sunderland fans demand is there. You know, 110% every game. I just can't fault them. I can't fault them. Of course, there's nitpicky things game by game, like the goals we conceded against Arsenal. I wasn't particularly happy with, that I will get into. But as a whole, that's probably the one word I always find myself coming back to, that I'm proud of them. So proud of this team at the minute. I really, really am. Because I'm losing words to describe. I feel like I'm having to come up with something different every single review, but they just keep on topping it. They just keep on building it up. And yeah, I'm incredibly proud. But yeah, getting into the game, usually with my reviews of games, I have the lineup here. But from the last video, Granit Xhaka was already there, and I just thought, it's a bit fitting, isn't it? It's more fitting to leave Granit Xhaka there when we're playing Arsenal. So I thought I'd leave him up there for you to look at his beautiful mug. But we did go unchanged in terms of our lineup, which I was happy with. I said that, you know, that wing-back system, it probably suits playing a team like Arsenal anyway. And again, it's nowhere near as defensive as it looks, because straight from the off, you know, we're more than competing. It wasn't, yeah, we had a low block for large parts of the game, but that's not to say we didn't have any of the ball, not to say we didn't make any chances, and we did, and we went toe-to-toe with them. Every ball, every second ball, and we made it really, really tough for them. Yeah, of course, you need to have a little bit of luck at times, have that little rub of the green with certain moments. Of course, they've hit the woodwork throughout the game, and Roofs was called into action a handful of times, but we made chances as well. Do you know what I mean? We weren't just sitting back and allowing them absolutely everything and going for a draw. Like I said, regardless of who's been put in front of us, we're always trying to find a way to win, and that's what I loved. But we eventually broke the deadlock, and it was Dan Ballard. It was a striker's finish, man, and I'm so buzzing for that. I'm buzzing for everyone, but Dan Ballard in particular, who come up through the Arsenal Academy. He eventually got sent out on loan here, there, and everywhere. Couldn't quite find a home, and of course, he come to us, and it's just a full circle of life. It's karma, innit? You don't release someone like Big Dan Ballard and not expect that to bite you on the arse. You know what I mean? It was just a punt forward from Roofs. We don't usually do sort of route one direct football like that. And I keep saying I think we should do it a bit more often, particularly with the the aerial threats and the physical presences that we do have throughout the squad. So it was nice to see that. So Roos punts it, I think it was a free kick actually, in our half, and he punts it forward. And Mukiele wins a bouncing ball, heads it back across goal. Dan Ballard with a touch. He outmuscles Declan Rice. It's such an amazing sentence, that, innit? You know, saying that our lad, big Dan Ballard, he outmuscles Declan Rice, and he just absolutely smashes it. It's a rocket into the top corner to make it 1-0. It just sends their Stadium Malai into absolute crazy town. It was just absolutely incredible. Took it to half time. Now, second half, I think we went a bit. We did sit back a little bit more, I believe, to a degree anyway. But of course, I think that's going to happen naturally anyway against a team like Arsenal. And we're trying to defend the lead, but we were still going forward on occasion and when that opportunity did arise. But then when we conceded, it was really, really frustrating that the entire game we frustrated Arsenal, and everyone was so strict in discipline, like I said. And all it takes is one mistake. And, you know, for a player like Lafay, he's got the experience, he's got the quality. He's messing around with it in our own third, and he could have released the ball way before he lost it. He just refused to release the ball, got nicked off him, and don't get me wrong, Arsenal still had quite a bit to do, but it just shows one mistake against a top quality side like Arsenal, you're going to get punished, and we did. One pass to the right-hand side, and then Saka lashes it in at the near post. You could argue that Roos could have done a little bit better. If you look at the replays, he's shifting over to his right-hand side, expecting Saka to sort of drag it, but I think as a keeper, sort of rule number one in those areas is at the very bare minimum cover your front post or your near post, should I say. I think that'll come in time anyway, but yeah, he probably could have done a little bit better, but it was a good hard and low effort, and he's beat Roof, so it 1-1. So that was frustrating, but that didn't stop us. We're still challenging, we're still competing, and that this is the one that really, really frustrated me at the time. Of course, hindsight's a wonderful thing now, and I'm happy, I'm buzzing. We got the draw, a fantastic draw against Arsenal, but at the time, I was fuming with Siddiqui for this goal. Again, don't get me wrong, Trossard had the world and everything else to do. He had loads to do after this, because it was a hell of a strike, a hell of a goal into top left-hand corner. Roos couldn't do much about it. But Siddiqui was standing him up on the edge of the box. And as he's standing him up and Trossard's trying to weigh him up, of course, Siddiqui started pointing as Trossard's in front of him. He started pointing to tell the defenders to watch the runners. But he was more focused on doing that than actually focusing on Trossard in front of him. So as he's pointing that way, he actually starts following his own instructions to someone else. Then just totally leaves Trossard. So he gives Trossard like 2 or 3 yards of space just out of nowhere for no reason for it at all. Which in turn, of course, the second he gives Trossard all the space in the world, he smashed it into top bins, and it was an amazing finish. You know, and that's not to knock Siddiqui or say he was shit or anything, because he wasn't. He was absolutely incredible. But let's say with these reviews, I do just take everything as it is. They're all just specific, isolated performance reviews in which I will pick out these little things. But that was really, really frustrating. And even when we did go 2-1 down, and yeah, I was fuming at that point. After about 5-10 minutes, I did kind of settle down. I did think to myself, look at me getting worked up that we're losing to Arsenal, and only by the skin of our teeth as well, which was, I actually started to feel a bit more proud at that moment, and I didn't think we were going to get back into it. But as I said at the top of the video, you never write Sunderland off, man. You never write Sunderland off. We were trying and trying. We brought on Adingra, Brian Brobbey, and he had a couple of chances himself when we brought him on. He had a couple of chances, which Raya saved. Nearly moments, clearances off the line, and we were going for it, really going for it. We had them under the cosh. 94th minute, Troy Hume recycles a ball in. Dan Ballard, of course he won the first header, because that's what he does. You do not beat Dan Ballard in the air. End of story. He gets the flick on. Brian Brobbey managed to outmuscle Gabriel, flings himself in front of him. Raya's trying to get to it as well, and he sort of fashions this unorthodox strike to hook it back into the goal to make it 2-2. And crazy town isn't the word. Crazy town, it was just absolute limbs. Scenes at the Stadium like that, and to see that place like that is just absolutely incredible. It is absolutely beautiful. It's glorious when you see the Stadium like rocking like that. Absolutely buzzing. To keep us, I think, in the top 4 at the moment as we speak. I know there's been other games. There was one at Brentford as well, I think. Yes, as it stands, we are in the top 4 still. Mid-November, Sunderland are in the top 4. Who had that on the bingo card? Who had that on the bingo card? I keep saying it. I can't get used to it. It's so weird. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there because I'm just going to ramble on and just talk shit for ages. I'm just so proud of those boys. I'm so unbelievably proud. And Regis as well. I need to give him credit. He's someone who just always seems to remain calm throughout. He's that calming presence. You see him on the sideline. He never panics. And yeah, I need to give him his flowers because he absolutely deserves it. It's very easy for us as fans to just give credit to players. And I've seen Arsenal fans saying, oh, you're celebrating like you won the league. You know, we're a newly promoted side. We just got a 94th minute equaliser against top of the league. Do you want us to just sit down and remain in silence? I don't know. Twitter's a very fun place at the minute. The amount of Arsenal meltdowns on there, it's absolutely incredible. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys. If you've enjoyed, if you're buzzing, of course you won't be if you're an Arsenal fan or a mag. If you've enjoyed, hit the like button. It'll do me the world of good because I feel like shit today. I won't lie, I'm rough as toast. But subscribe if you're new. We're trying to hit 20,000 subscribers by the end of the season. So if you're not already, if you consider subscribing, it'd be massively appreciated. But for now, enjoy the international break while Sunderland are in the Champions League places. Away the lads, keep the faith.